What's up, y'all? As you can see, I'm out here at the range on a nice sunny day. I don't have a whole lot planned for today, but what I do have planned should be really interesting. And we're starting out with some 5.7 and 22 Magnum. So like we always do, we got the jelly contraption set up out here. We got the chrono. I got 2 freshly melted blocks of gel, so not a single track in either one of these. And like I said, what we're working on today is some 5.7 by 28 and some 22 Magnum. Now this particular caliber versus caliber little test here is one that always draws a lot of discussion. There's a wide variety of ammo in both of these calibers. The 5.7 by 28, you know, we're not going to get into the whole thing as far as you got to get the right ammo, premium ammo to get the full performance. I think we all know that. So what I'm doing today here is basic off-the-shelf stuff. Well, I tried to get a little bit more than basic, but some of the best off-the-shelf readily available ammo that you can get for it. So what I decided to go with is the FN57 SS195 LF. This is their lead-free 27 grain hollow point. Like I say, it's a lead-free hollow point. It is definitely not an expanding round. I've tested these by themselves with the red box version, the 197 LF, basically the same round, just a little bit hotter. And I can tell you, they definitely do not expand. I'll leave a link if y'all hadn't seen that. But like I say, that's my 5.7 choice, the 27 grain non-lead hollow point. And then for the 22 Magnum, I wanted to try to get as close as I could to the weight of the FN, so I went with this Federal Premium loaded Speer TNT hollow point. This is a 30 grain bonded hollow point, as you can see, so it's definitely going to expand without a doubt. Hopefully it still gets some good penetration. Like I say, 30 grain versus 27 grain, so really close as far as the weights. Now the velocity on the box on this one is claiming 2,200 feet per second at the muzzle. I'm not sure what length barrel they tested out of, so who knows what we'll get. I can't remember right offhand what these got in that last test, but like I say, they should be pretty close. Now as far as our tools for this one, we're going with some carbine length stuff. We're going with the Keltec CMR 30 here. It's got the 16-inch barrel on it. This is our 22 Magnum. And then for our 5.7 by 28, we're going with the FN PS90. It's a 16-inch barrel on it also, so both of these tools have 16-inch barrels on them. But this one ought to be pretty interesting. Let me get us all set up and let's check these things out. All right, y'all, let's get us some speeds on these things. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one of them. I'm gonna start with the 5.7 by 28 from the PS90 first. See what kind of speeds we getting out of these bad boys. Well, we got an error. Got 24.13. Another error. 23.63. Believe that was my last shot. Let me get a few more rounds to finish that off. All right, I got us 3 more rounds. I think I was holding too low, close to the chrono. This height over bore is tricky with this thing, man. Error. Nothing. There we go, a third, 24.26. I think that was all I loaded. No, there's another one. There's a fourth, 23.29. Pretty sure that was it. Yeah, let me get one more round so we can get 5. All right, let's see if we can get this 5th shot, y'all. It's done cost me 10 bucks in ammo just to chrono this stuff. All right, the 5th one was 23.86, so this stuff moving on like we already know. Let's check out that average. All right, so the 5-round average with the PS90 was 2,383 feet per second. So like I say, like we already know, this stuff is moving on out. Let me get this reset and let's check out the 22 Magnum. All right, y'all, this 22 Magnum's got its work cut out for it. Hopefully this 16-inch barrel will give it some giddy up, but we're gonna do 5 rounds of this one also and see what kind of speeds we get. Luckily, I got hash marks on this optic here where I know where to hold, so we shouldn't have too much issue of aggravation. 22.21, 21.29, 21.34, 20.92, and 21.55. So it started out smoking fast. It stayed pretty fast, but definitely not quite as fast as that 5.7. But let's check the average out. All right, so the 5-round average for our 22 Magnum is 2,146 feet per second. And if you remember, I had the 5.7, it was 2383. So you're talking about what, 237 feet per second faster from that 5.7. Out of 2,300 total, that's a 10% difference. So I'd have to call that significant. So should be really interesting to see what happens in the gel. Let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's not quite jelly time. For reasons you'll see here in just a second, we added a third ammo into the mix. We added in these Armscor 22 Magnums. These are just 40 grain jacketed hollow points, just basic standard 40 grain jacketed hollow point 22 Magnum. Like I say, I ain't gonna give away a spoiler. Y'all see here in just a second in the gel while I added these. But since I did, I figured it was only fair to get a speed on these too. So we're gonna get a 5-round average on these and see what they're running, y'all. $17.05, 1800 looks like, 1788, 1822, and 1779. So those were significantly slower than both of the other ones. Let's go check these averages out. All right, y'all, so the 5-round average on that Armscor 22 mag was 1,796 feet per second. So it was a lot slower than both those other rounds, 587 feet per second slower than the 5.7 by 28. So that's a lot of energy difference right there. I already know it was pretty interesting in the gel, but let me get it all this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, but that ain't the right ammo. Jelly time. We're gonna put 1 round of each down into the gel there. Gonna start out with the 5.7 by 28. This height over bore, I'm gonna have to aim a little high, so hopefully one shot gets her done. All right, that should have been a perfect hit. I'm pretty sure I already know what happened based on the previous test of this 5.7, but let's go down there and check that out. All right, y'all, one thing I can say is that 5.7 is very consistent. That looks just like the performance we saw out of that other test I did with that 5.7. Like I said, there should be a link in this video if y'all want to check that out, but saw exactly the same thing. But let's try out this 22 Magnum and see what it does. Put this right up under it. All right. I believe that thing right there came apart. Let's go down there and check it out and see what we got. All right, y'all, that right there was definitely not what I expected. I chose that Speer TNT bonded projectile. Looks like it's bonded. I'm sure it was. I chose that because I thought it would not come apart like that. I wanted something that wouldn't come apart because I knew the 5.7 was going to stay together. The only other 22 Magnum I brought with me was some Armscor 40 grain jacketed hollow point. So just for the sake of seeing, I'm going to put a shot of this Armscor 40 grain hollow point down in there too and see if it comes apart. It just may be moving so fast out of the CMR that it's going to come apart, period, unless it's a FMJ, which I don't have with me. So at any rate, we'll put this down in there. I'm not sure what speed this is running because obviously we didn't chrono it, but let's see what it does in the gel, y'all. All right, that's exactly where I wanted to put it. Let's go down there and see what happened. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. The plan definitely changed, but it worked out in the end. So we got 3 shots down here. The top one, obviously the 5.7 by 28. The very bottom one was that Speer TNT that just came completely apart like a piece of TNT. And in the middle one is that Armscor, the 40 grain hollow point. So starting with the 5.7, like I said already, it did exactly what I knew it was going to do. Based on that previous test I did between this 195 LF and the 195 197 LF in the red box, they did this exact same thing. Came in about this same penetration, nice wound channel, and ended up turned around backwards intact, no deformation, no expansion, anything like that. So that's a very consistent performance out of that 5.7, if nothing else. Now the Speer TNT down here on the bottom, that thing came completely apart. I did not expect that out of this. Like I said, I chose that because it looked like a bonded projectile. It looked almost like a gold dot, and I figured it would stay together since it looked like it was bonded, but apparently it wasn't, or it's made to fragment, and I just don't realize that. But if y'all know for sure the Speer TNT, are those supposed to fragment like this, or could they just not handle the speed? But either way, as you can see, they came in very little penetration because obviously they came completely apart. Even the middle piece, there's barely even enough to even measure anything. It's pretty much like all the other little fragments there. So then I decided to try that Armscor that I brought with me, and it performed really nicely. Very nice wound action coming in, carries on out into the gel block. Looks like it's at about 15 inches or so. So very nice penetration, very nice wound channel, and it looks like it expanded really well also. But as far as penetration on these things, the 5.7 is stopped down here at 10.5 inches, just a little over 10.5 inches. The Speer TNT that came all apart, that one is at 4.5 inches. The middle part of that, the furthest point, is 4.5 inches. And then the Armscor 22 Magnum is 1/8 over 15, so 15.1/8 inch of penetration. So the Armscor got perfect penetration, and it looks like some really nice expansion. So that's actually pretty nice performance out of that Armscor, I think. Just a quick look on the other side before I pull the projectiles. You can see that Speer TNT, I mean, that thing came all to pieces. And in the middle one, like I say, that's the Armscor. It's down here. It looks like some pretty decent expansion. And then the 5.7 there on the top, like I say, totally intact, turned around backwards. Some pretty massive wound action going on in here when it first came in though. All right, y'all, let's take a quick look at the projectiles. So right here, obviously, this is the 5.7 by 28, completely intact. Like I said, no deformation. That's a super light projectile to be the size it is. So 27 grainer there. Now this little piece over here, this is what was left of the center of the Speer TNT, or all I could get out anyway. I mean, just a tiny little piece there, flattened out, mushroomed piece of lead there, as you can see. So got that, and then the Armscor 22 mag, there's that here. Nice little mushroom out of that Armscor 22 mag. Looked like it stayed pretty much completely intact, mushroomed out really nicely. You can see the length of it there. So pretty nice performance out of that Armscor. Now as far as measurements, we'll get some weights. I'm pretty sure this 5.7 didn't lose anything, but we'll check it out. So it started at 27. It's at 26.8, so no loss really on that 5.7 at all. Now the Speer TNT, the little piece that's left is only 7.8 grains. So 7.8 grains. I'm telling you, that Speer TNT exploded, y'all. And then the Armscor hollow point started at 40, and it's at 38.9, so 38.9. I don't know if maybe it lost a couple little specks, or just maybe was a tolerance in the manufacturing. Now as far as expansion size, we know this 5.7 didn't expand anyway, but I'll just give you a measurement on the projectile. So 220, 222, 220. So no, like I said, no kind of expansion or anything on that, as we could plainly see. Now this little speck of TNT left here, I can't even pick that up to measure it. It looks like about 0.274 one way and about 0.31 the longest way. Now the Armscor hollow point, we got 314, 317, and 312. So pretty nice expansion out of that Armscor hollow point. But there you have it, y'all, the 5.7 by 28 and a couple of 22 Magnum rounds here. As far as which one of these is better, you know, the 5.7 right out the gate's got a huge benefit in that it's a center fire cartridge. You know, the reliability, consistency is going to be there because it's a center fire cartridge. So that's a huge benefit already over the 22 Magnum. It did have more energy, not a whole lot. It had about 50 more pounds of energy even than the Armscor, which, you know, when you're only talking about 300 and less than 350, even with this 5.7. Now, as far as which one would be my choice, I believe I'm gonna stay neutral on this one and give y'all this info and let y'all run with it. Y'all tell me in the comments which one would be your choice for what type of situation. All right, y'all, that right there is gonna do it for the 5.7 by 28 versus 22 Magnum. This one definitely didn't go exactly as planned. We had to throw in that third round, but I feel like that was kind of necessary because to compare the 5.7 against that TNT that just absolutely went all to pieces would have been pretty much pointless. I mean, that's total apples and oranges right there. But I think it was some pretty interesting results in the end, and it definitely showed you just how different ammo types can be. But y'all let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments on the 5.7 by 28 and the 22 Magnum. If you did enjoy the video, take a second to reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click that bell notification icon so you can get notified when I upload new videos. Take a second if you would and check out my affiliate links down below in the video description. You know the deal with the Amazon. Hit that link up first. You go straight through Amazon like normal from there. It don't cost you any extra money, and anything you buy off of Amazon from there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel. If you're in the market for some fantastic ear pro, check out those Axle affiliate links. You can save some big money going through those links over going straight through their site. I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there that watches my videos, thumbs up, subscribes, and like I said, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think about these rounds. I got a lot more good stuff coming y'all's way, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.